Hello, this is Justin from the Dada Mail project. In this screencast, I'm going to show you a really cool feature in Dada Mail called Magic User Templates. So what Magic User Templates allows you to do is have Dada Mail take on the look and feel of the rest of your website, rather than using its own default look. Now it does this without you having to go inside an HTML editor and create a template, figure out Dada Mail's template tag system, anything like that. All you need to do is give it a web page to base the design on and tell it where to put the content of its own inside your own design. So let's get to it. I'm actually in the Dada Mail installer. This is what you use to install and upgrade Dada Mail. And we're actually going to be using ProData. And ProData, you go all the way down, has all these additional advanced configuration options. One of these options is one called Configure Global Template Options. So first thing you want to do is check that, saying we want to configure these template options. And some more options are available for us. So we're going to want to use a custom user template. And there's two ways we can do this. Manually is the way we've been doing it since basically the application has been around. The new way, magically, is what we'll be playing with tonight. So I'm going to click that, and then I get more options. So there's a lot of options because there's a lot of ways you can tweak this so it works perfectly for you. So I'm going to base my design on the Dada Mail homepage. So I'm going to go there real quick. Here's what the Dada Mail homepage currently looks like. And yeah, I want the rest of my Dada Mail to look like this. So when I visit a list page or look at the archives or even confirm a subscription, I want Dada Mail to look as if I'm still on my website and I haven't gone anywhere, the branding's there, all that. But I want all this right here, all the way down. I want this to be where Dada Mail's content goes. So how do I do this? So the first thing I do is I'm going to copy the URL of the web page I want to base my look and feel on. And where it says URL, the first option, just paste that in there. The second thing I want to do is I want to add that base href tag. This makes sure that things like content style sheets, images, links aren't broken. And I just have to set it the same as the URL. So right there. The next thing I want to do is look at my style sheet options. There's a couple things you can do. You can use Dada Mail's own style sheet, so the part that Dada Mail kind of controls looks like it did before. I actually don't want that. I can also include my own style sheet, so if there's styles that I want to override, I can do that just by saying, okay, here's where the styles are defined. I don't really want to do that either. Okay. Moving on to the JavaScript options. A lot of sites these days are powered by JavaScript libraries. Dada Mail itself is powered by jQuery. There's a really good chance that your website also uses jQuery. So if there are two copies of that library within the template, things are going to go all crazy. So that's one thing I'm going to uncheck, because Dada Mail's website uses jQuery. So this first option, include a copy of jQuery, I'm going to uncheck. So if your site is WordPress based, WordPress also uses jQuery, so you would want to uncheck that as well. Okay, so here's the most important thing. There's three more options you can do, and they're all about where Dada Mail places its own content. So you have three options. The first is the body, which means it takes everything. So this entire page, I'm going to go back to the Dada Mail website. This whole thing gets replaced by Dada Mail's own content. Got it. The other options are to specify only a part of your web page where the content goes. And you can either do this by a CSS tag, or CSS ID, or a CSS class. Now, I would suggest IDs because IDs are supposed to be singular. There's only supposed to be one tag in your site, in your page that has that one specific ID. With a class, there could be as many as you like. So stick with IDs if you can. Yep. So we're going to first show you what it looks like if you take the entire body. So there's a little tester button. If you click that, new window will open. and it should show you what my template looks like right now. So not much to go with. The only thing you should notice is that the styling of the text, right, is the same. I'm going to click back. It's the same as the styling in the text of my website. So that's kind of cool. We've had Dada Mail at least inherit that. But I want the whole thing. I want the layout and the design and the links there and all sorts of things. So let's go back and fix that. So instead of using the body tag, which replaces all the content, I'm going to select tag with the CSS ID of, and then what do I put in? Okay, so we're going to go back to our site right here, and remember I want to replace all this content. So I need to know what basically div tag that is and what the ID of that is. Say I'm not the web developer, the web designer, I didn't make this page. I'm not really sure what that ID is. I don't have a web design program handy. I don't know what to do. Here's one method to find out what's the correct ID to use. I'm in Firefox, and if I control click for Mac or right click, I'll get that menu. And if I go down to inspect element, it'll pop this guy out. And then if I go around, so here's on the bottom is my underlined HTML. You can kind of go around, and when I go highlight over the various IDs that make up my site, it highlights kind of in this area where that is on my page. So I have an ID of nav right here, and it's highlighting the toolbar navigation that's on the top of my page. Okay, so if I highlight header, it's highlighting the header. So I know what the names of those IDs are. So I wonder where this ID is. So if I just keep going down, slideshow, well that makes sense because there's a slideshow there. Looks like I'm a little above where I want to be, so let's go up. Okay, there's a content column, and there's a column name. Content wrapper that looks like it has this left menu as well. I think the ID I want is called content column. So let's try that. So I'm just going to double click, copy that ID, go back to my installer, plug that in there, and let's do another test, see what it looks like. Oh, check that out. So this is my new template for my Dada Mail. If you look, it's got my look and feel, my layout design, my branding, and it also has inherited all the styles for my text. So that looks pretty good for the 30 seconds I worked with this. So I'm good to go. Let's configure my Pro Dada. Oh, that looks like a lot of work. Sweet, and remove the installer and start working with my Dada Mail. Let's see how my Dada Mail looks now. Here it is. That's pretty sweet. I've just created a magic user template for my Dada Mail, so that my Dada Mail now has the look and feel of the rest of my website, which is awesome. It doesn't look like Dada Mail anymore. It looks like the rest of my site, and we're done. And looks like all my fancy JavaScript works and stuff. This is awesome, and links work as well. So that's it. That's the magic user templates. Look on the Dada Mail documentation for the nitty-gritty of all those options you can use. I go through this basically the same walkthrough using the Dada Mail website as the basis of your magic user template. And if you have any questions, post to the boards and I'll be happy to answer them. Thanks for checking out this screencast.